Are you worried about the refugee crisis? Maybe you should be. If you believe what you see in the news, then you definitely should be. Millions of men, women and children fleeing war-torn countries, enduring the most awful of conditions to travel thousands of miles just to get to our Great Britain. Swarming, invading, taking our jobs, taking our women, taking anything they can get their hands on. Thousands of people clambering through the Channel Tunnel, hell-bent on living in the UK.
But who really are these migrant hordes? If there's one thing we've learnt at COP90, it's that football is the best way to get to know people. So we organised a kick around with these guys, refugees based in Listenin camp near Dunkirk, France. First things first, what were they like on the pitch?
Take a look at this guy, refugee, 20 years old, plays left mid and is occasionally a bit greedy with the ball.
Bavar here has a foot like a bazooka. Out of everyone on the pitch, no one managed to smash it top bins better than this solid number 9.
This speedy chap is called Soran. Defensive mid, he's a Barcelona supporting Mascherano lover that'll pinch the ball off you before you realise he's even there.
These lads all seem pretty comfortable having a kick around, so we began to ask, what's the crisis? Why are they here? Speedy Soran fired up his Facebook profile to show us pictures of his friends and family back home in Kurdistan, the people we'd been forced to leave behind, and were rooting for him to make it into Britain. In his case, being forced to leave meant fleeing the warfare and conflict that had made his hometown too dangerous to live in. However, other situations range from escaping poverty and economic instability to more immediate threats.
The guy I'm staying with is called Skream. He was forced to flee from Iraq because a member of ISIS approached him, asked him to basically put on a suicide vest and go and bomb a place. Obviously he refused. Later that day, the same guy came and tried to kill him basically.
These were just regular lads who had enjoyed a game of footy, with one big difference. Football was an escape from what dominated their thoughts on otherwise empty days. Their struggle to reach the UK.
Ici camp, c'est pas pour toute la vie ici. Peut-être il y a quelqu'un aujourd'hui arrivé en Crimont, ce soir il est monté dans le camion, peut-être passer en Angleterre.
We realised that the 2 hours with us playing football were infinitely better than the alternative, hanging out in their temporary camp with nothing to do all day.
Here are some shots of the camp. It's not exactly Centre Parks.
But then
again, that boredom in the day is better than the widely practiced nighttime activity, risking their lives attempting the perilous trip through the Channel Tunnel. Unable to make it across legally without a passport, their only choice is to try to be smuggled in vehicles crossing the border.
But enough of the serious stuff. We've been getting that on our Facebook feeds for the past year, and we're not sure if it's changed the way we think. Back to the football. Days later, we took this kick around one step further. Teams were invited from across Europe.
Clubs and ultras.
Hackney Wick Football Club. Football unites races and divides.
Les Dégommeuses.
Bohemians Football Club.
A pitch was hired, and one of us took to PowerPoint to knock up a tournament tree. The aim: a cure for these refugees' boredom, and a chance to show them that though border control regulations implied otherwise, they were welcome as part of a wider football family. This was the Liberté Cup.
We kept the tournament simple. The lads we've been getting to know from the camp were spread out across the 7 teams participating, plus a team of just refugees, Freedom United. With silverware now at stake, we were looking forward to seeing how they up their game.
Remember Bavar? Well, he continued to find the back of the net. Not only did his goals help Freedom United reach the final, but they caught the attention of local side Grand Synth FC, who gave him a trial days later. Turns out he'd actually played at a pretty high standard back home in Iraq, and would probably walk into a local Sunday League team when he met up with relatives in Southampton.
Meanwhile, Soran had a great tournament pulling the strings for Les Dégommeuses. He was all over the pitch putting tackles in N'Golo Kante-esque. Though, however impressive his distance covered on the pitch was, it was nothing in comparison to the 3,700 kilometres he travelled to get it from Syria. All that he wanted now was to travel the extra 500 kilometres to reunite with his brother, who's been living legally in Manchester for 10 years, and has a job waiting for him.
Full time couldn't decide the final between Freedom United and Sheffield Third, so it came down to penalties to decide the tournament champions. A handful of blinding saves and clinical spot kicks later, it was Third that scored the winner. The celebrations were madness.
So what did we learn from the Liberté Cup? Well, on the pitch, some of these refugees are very good at football. Some aren't so good. Some lose their head, some are natural leaders. Some are a bit too physical, and some are out-and-out jokers. But off the pitch, they're just guys who are slightly confused and a long way from home. Their lives have been ruined by things beyond their control, and now they just want a chance to start again. More than anything, they just want a normal life. No desolate camps, no life-threatening border crossings, no uncertainty, or days of merely existing without purpose. Just a normal life, where something as simple as a kick around can be enjoyed, and a goal can be truly celebrated. So the next time that you see this, think of this, a scene which, at the end of the day, is all too familiar.